In this tutorial video, we will learn how to use the slider module in Getshop Today's platform. First, let's select a full width section. Now select Add Module and choose the option Slider Module. In the slider module, there are two different types of sliders that you can add. One option is the full width slider, and the other one is the box slider. We are going to use both of them one by one, and we will see how the sliders look. So let's choose the full width slider first. Here the system says to add an image. You can also add a video. If you click on Add Image, it will let you add an image. Also, you can add a video, but the video has to be uploaded on Vimeo first. So now we're going to see how we can add an image slider. Click on Add Image. Now you can choose the image you want to display. Click on it and select Open. You can crop this image any way that you want. Select the area and click on Crop Image. Here you can see the main heading, subheading, and slider content areas. As this is an HTML editor, you can actually write in one area and format the headings accordingly, but you can also use each separate area here for each type of heading. As an example, let's enter here Hello World. And now I want to make the slider size at 36. And then I want to format this paragraph as heading 2. If I need to write a second line of text, I can just hit enter and I can type it here. Or I can simply go and enter something in the subheading area. But as I said, this is an HTML editor, so here we can actually manage all of these aspects within the same area. So let's say here is our subheading which says slider image. I can control the size here, and I choose the size to be 20 points. Here we can see the paragraph, which is fine, and I can even make it bold if I want to. Then let's just scroll down. You can ignore these two boxes. Here you can see the slider image effect. Now I'm going to add the fade effect and then adjust the text position, and I'm going to choose right. And then here you can see an option called slider text effect. I'm going to select effect called slide up. You can choose any of these effects. Here is another option called the shine layer. If you select yes here, then a special layer will appear on top of the image. You can customize it more with this shine layer style option, and here we have about 5 different styles. You can try each of them and see how each of them looks like. Also, here we have the shine layer opacity. You can control here the opacity of this layer. And here we have the shine layer color option. This controls what kind of color you want the layer to be. Also, you can set a button on the slider. For each of the sliders, you can apply up to 2 different types of buttons. If you add a button from here, this button will be applied on this specific slider. But if you scroll up, you will see that there are 2 other options, button 1 and button 2. If you set a button here from this area and add multiple sliders, the same button will appear on all sliders. First, let's see how this slider works. For the time being, let's click on Save. Now here you can see that we can add another image. This is because a slider cannot be completed with only one image. You can see here that the existing slider has only one image, so we need to add another image. To do that, let's click on Add Image. Now I'm going to choose this particular image and select Open. With the crop tool, you can select your desired area on the image and click Crop Image. Next, we should put some text here. We can set the slider image effect, and let's choose Fade Effect. Let's also now choose text position and set it to the right. As for the text animation, I'm going to select Slide Up, and then click on Save. Now let's close it and click on Update. Now, if we go to Preview, then we can see how the slider appears. I think that we need to add a button underneath this text. So let's see how we can apply a button here. Let's go back to the admin panel again and then click on this little edit icon. Simply go to this option called Button. Here we can see the button and change it from inactive to active, and this will activate the button. Enter the button text and say Shop Now, and then choose the text size. I'm going to select 15. Next you can set up the link. Here you can put your shop page link or any link where you want to send your visitors when they click on this button. Next we have the text color. Also we can customize the background color. In addition to that, we have the background opacity option, which you can control by this slider here. Also you can control the button size here. I'm going to select 200. For the button height, let's choose 57. Next, you can also work on border and border color and other options, but I'm not going to use these at the moment. You can just give it a try in your own time and see how it works. Now just click on Save. Let's now close it and click on Update. Go back to the front end and see how it all looks. Here you can see that the slider button appears underneath this text, and as you can see in both images the same button appears. You can edit these buttons to make them a bit different. If you go to Existing Sliders area, you can see these existing buttons here. Let's say that one of the sliders will have a button called Go to Shop, and let's say that another slider will have a button with title Buy Now. In this case, you should use these button editing options down here rather than these other button editors here in the top. These button options at the top actually manage button settings across all of the slides. Now let's see how the shine layer works. Here you can see the shine layer option. Let's select Yes here. Let's keep the shine layer style as default. Now if we click on Save and then go back to the front end and refresh, we can see that on one side here came one special layer. If you want, you can check out the different types of styles here and how they look. Now let's go into the existing slider and click on Edit. In this slider, I'm going to choose Yes and then Shine Layer Style. I'm going to choose, let's say 1, and then click on Save and then refresh. Now you can see that the first slider now has half of the slider blocked by one extra layer, and the second slider has another type of layer here. So now let's change the color here as well. Let me go to the existing slider and select Edit. Let's say that the style of both sliders is the same, in this case it is style 1. And now let's change the slider color. I'm simply changing the color and then I am copying the code so that I can apply the same color onto my next slide as well. So first click on Choose to choose your color here and then click on Save. Now if I go back here and refresh, you can see that this slider color has changed now. Now imagine if we put this text on the right hand side, it will appear on top of this layer. Let's see how we can bring this slider text from the right side to the left side. Let's go back here and you can see the option called Slider Text Position. I'm going to select Left and Save. Now let's move on to the slider number 2. Here we're going to choose the shine layer. We will choose the same as the other one, so choose and click Save. Now we can see how this written text and a button comes on top of this shine layer, and this is how you can manage the shine layer. Next, we will discuss a little bit about how you can manage this button. It is possible to do some customizations regarding this button. To do that, you have to go to Admin Panel again. Let's go to button 1, and now here we can see the button radius. Let's turn on the radius. Now let's select the border, and let's select one here. Now let's select the border color. Let's select white here and click on Save. Now let's see how this button looks. You can see this white colored border and black background. Also, this button has a round shape. Now let's say I do not want to keep the button background. Simply go back here again, click on the button, and here you can see the background opacity. Let's select 0 as the background opacity, and then let's click on Save. Now if you go back and refresh, then you can see that there is no background whatsoever. There is just a line, a border, and text. This is how you can manage to use a full width slider as well as some related settings. Now let's see if we can use a box slider. Click on Add Column and then let's choose 12. Navigate to Add Module and select Slider Module. This time around I'm going to choose Box Slider. Add Image and click on Open. The image will be opened and you can select your desired area and then select Crop. Here it says Heading, so I'm going to write Hello World. For the subheading, you can select the slider text position. I am selecting Left. Now here is the text color and everything is fine. We have the shine layer again. I believe you guys know now how it works. Just click on Save. Now similarly, we can simply add another one, click on Save and then on Update. And before I go to preview, let's delete our previous slider, which is the full width slider. Don't forget to update again, go to the front end and refresh. Now you can see there is a slider and it looks like this. This one is in a box, and the left side is specially designated for the text and the right side is for the image. And this is how you can use a slider module in Getshop Today e-commerce platform. Thanks for watching.